Solo puedo recordar la luz en la calle de las estrellas, como bailamos en la gran ciudad. Suavemente, suavemente, suavemente me dejaba en tu. Suavemente, suavemente, suavemente.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back.
To Good Moms, Bad Choices. I'm Erica.
And I'm Mila.
And it's March, bitches.
What it do?
Hello, March.
You starting that way just threw me off. I'm like, wait, what do I say next?
It's Money March.
No, we always say welcome back. And
I know.
Like,
I know.
I was like,
I threw myself off.
I'm like, what up? What? Where are we? What are we doing?
Well, hello. Hi.
Hi.
Happy hump day.
Happy hump day. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And I'm even better because it is Money March and a bitch needs to know about her finances. I am financially illiterate and I need help. So I'm so happy that this month we're finally embarking on, the thing that most people avoid, AKA me, finances.
Are we growing up? Oh my God, we're growing up. We're getting our lives together, getting our finances together. We've only been parents for 6 years. And let's get straight into the tarot because we have some guests that I want to get straight to. So let's do this.
Ooh.
Boom.
Today's card is the Strength card. It's a woman in a white robe, seemingly taming a lion. What does this mean? What does this mean, universe? Please fill us in. The Strength card urges you to tame your animal instincts, gut reactions, and raw emotions, and channel these initial responses constructively. It's normal for feelings such as anger, rage, sadness, guilt, or shame to arise in certain situations. However, it's what you do with these emotions that makes all the difference. Now is a time when you need to be conscious of your instinctual urges and bring them into balance with the greater good. This is no time to act out in rage or hatred. Approach your situation from a place of forgiveness, love, and compassion. Working with a therapist may also help you create coping strategies for what comes up. Your strength gives you confidence to overcome any growing fears, challenges, or doubts. Feel the fear and do it anyway. If you have been going through a rough time and are burnt out or stressed, the Strength card encourages you to find the power within yourself to persevere. You've got what it takes to see the situation through to its eventual end. You're a loyal friend and a solid supporter. Willingly to step up and be present when others are in need. And you might also feel compelled to hold space for someone who needs your strength and support.
So basically, boss up.
Boss up, bitch. Basically, it's a letter from the universe telling us to boss up.
Boss the fuck up.
Shut the
Stop
fuck up.
complaining about you don't know how to save money and boss the fuck up.
Boss up. Yeah, I've honestly avoided. I'm so avoidant of my finances that, like, if I know I've overspent, I won't even check my bank account. I'll just keep going with anxiety. Like, fuck it.
I think a lot of people are like that. I think I've been like that too. I try not to do that anymore because there's nothing worse than going into your bank account and then you're really like, fuck. And then you're like, what the fuck do I do now? So I like to just know what's happening over there. And
this month, the affirmation is, I am not living in financial anxiety.
I like that. I am not living in financial anxiety. True. That's a fact.
Because I've been living in that shit for 32 years strong.
Yeah, and tax season's coming up. Whew, Lord Jesus.
Don't say the T word. You relax.
Well, I'm really excited because me and Jamila, we've been talking about doing a month dedicated to finances because I know there's a lot of women, men, parents, even people that don't have kids that listen to our podcast that have questions about, how they can save, how they can do better, what they can invest in, what is cryptocurrency. Well, I have all these questions too. And the cryptocurrency thing is something I've just started kind of getting into. Shout out to my girl, Ashley, who's really been guiding me in that space. But I know that this is something that we all just need to get ahead of, right? And like stop avoiding.
Absolutely. This is, amongst a lot of other things that they don't really teach you in school. And unfortunately, like in a lot of Black communities, that's not something we get from our parents, and because they're not taught. So how the fuck can you relay messages that you're not aware of? So yes, I would like to change that and break that habit with my own child and with myself.
Okay, so that's what we're about to do.
Let's go.
So I'm really, really excited about these two guests that we have here today, ladies and gentlemen. We have the gentlemen of Earn Your Leisure podcast. We want to welcome Rashad and Troy. What's up, guys?
What's
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 going
up?
on?
What's up?
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
How you guys doing today?
We
We are
good.
great.
We good.
Any day we alive and breathing, we good.
That's a fact.
Amen.
Amen.
I'm really excited to have you guys. I have been a fan of your show for a while. I actually met Rashad through a girlfriend of mine, Nicole Russell, at her Precious Dreams Foundation soiree that she had. I saw Rashad. We started talking, and I have watched your platform. I mean, when was that? That had to be like the beginning of
Like
last
18. That was
year
like 18 months ago.
Yeah,
That was
October
like
Yeah.
19.
of 2019, right?
Yeah, shout out to Nicole.
And, yeah, shout out to Nicole. We actually, if you guys haven't checked out the episode we did with Nicole, it's called Everything. What is it? Everything a Band-Aid Won't Fix.
Yeah.
Everything a Band-Aid Won't Fix. Amazing woman, but I have watched you guys grow your platform, and I remember Rashad talking to you about, your program or your university essentially that you were creating at the time. You were just starting to try to figure out even just the streaming aspect of it, and now you guys are fucking killing it. I looked on his Instagram. Y'all have a fucking truck and shit with
I
your
know.
face on it. I was like,
I was
hold
like,
up.
is this your friend? Does he have an 18-wheeler with their face on it? I'm like, what are we doing wrong? What the fuck? I'm like, I need to start listening to the podcast from the beginning because I ain't got no truck with my motherfucking face on it.
Yeah, I mean, for real. I was like, okay, well, let's ask the gentleman to come on the podcast because we need faces on trucks and
And a bunch of other shit for that matter.
That's a fact.
so. Can you guys tell our audience? I'm sure a lot of them are already familiar with you guys, but do you mind sharing a little bit about how and why you started your podcast?
Yeah. So first, I'm Rashad Troy. So we started it a couple of years ago. At the time, I had a social media page before the podcast, and I'm a financial advisor. I still practice as a financial advisor. And was growing that page individually, and it was really like a lot of clips that I was putting on Instagram about like from other people's shows. Like I would go on anybody's show that I can get on just to kind of put clips on Instagram, build my personal brand. And it was a little different take than regular finance page because we was talking about like sports and entertainment, breaking down deals and things of that nature. So it just caught a lot of people's interest, and a lot of people, just wanted more extended dialogue. So they asked for a podcast. So, I spoke to Troy every day for like the last 25 years. So, he was a natural.
25 years, so y'all been friends for a really long time then.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I met. He was in sixth grade. I was in eighth grade.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So we thought it was a natural fit, like, start a podcast, be my podcast host. And he was down with it. He came up with the name, Earn Your Leisure. And we started it. We didn't really have any expectations. We didn't really know what to expect. We just thought it would be just a dope idea just to do something, help build my brand, help just, kind of create a side business or whatever. We didn't even look at it like that. We just did it.
Yeah.
And in 2 years, it just has turned into something that I don't think nobody really expected. What we have now, I have a podcast network. We have like 4 shows under the podcast umbrella, EYO Network, EYO University, which you was referring to. That's our educational portal. I have 7,000 members in that. And we have one of the top business podcasts in the world with our show, Earn Your Leisure. A bunch of other stuff, like you said, we're in the trucking now, and all kinds of different stuff. So all of this started from a mustard seed of Instagram, and just turned into where we're at now.
Yeah. I come from an education background, so when we were starting this whole journey, Shadi was doing the financial advisor and I was teaching. And so I was doing a program like, yo, we got to teach these kids about money, because at the end of the program, we were paying them $500. And so like that started an adventure into the financial literacy world of educating people about it. So we started with the kids, but we quickly realized that it wasn't an age limit on this. It was like the parents didn't know the things we were talking about. And so like when we realized like, all right, we got something here, let's just multiply this thing to a point where it's like now we can teach everybody. Because like I said, there's no age limit to learning financial education. A 14-year-old can know more than a 25-year-old and vice versa. So yeah, that was the mustard seed that grew into this.
that's so dope.
That's amazing.
I think that's true. I think especially now, I mean, I always say like I feel like the younger generation is so much more connected into like what first of all what's happening in the world, more open to really trying to understand financial literacy. And a lot of young people understand, I mean, know what a 401k is, and I know that like some 30, 40-year-olds don't even know what the fuck that is, you know? So I think it's just really I think it's so cool that you have, your university and like just the programs for young people and people of all ages to really understand and take control of their life essentially. Because I think especially as Black people, we just kind of we've been told what we can have and what we can't have, and we've accepted it and we don't ask questions. Not all of us, obviously. I don't want to generalize us, but a lot of it is that,
Just not knowing better.
not knowing better.
It goes back to what you said. Like most people don't have these conversations in their home, and so like, what better place to have it than in a setting where they're receptive to it? So one thing we learned was like, yo, teaching the kids is going to be easier than teaching adults because they have already had fears and experiences that will cloud their judgment. Whereas the kid, they just like, wait, I can make money doing this, and they're much more eager to do it and learn. So it's like, all right, once they learn it at 14, imagine where they're going to be at 21. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know. I'm so happy to hear, like, even you guys telling us you have 7,000 members in your academy. Like, that's so dope that there are 7,000 people that are taking the initiative to learn and be better. Like, I really feel like it's a revolution, like, not only for like women, for creatives, for Black people. Like, if you're taking the initiative to go and figure out the shit that we weren't taught early on just to be better, then even more power to you. I need to go sign up for the academy my damn self.
What would you say your academy, like, what is the age range? Is it like teenager to, older, much older adult?
There's really no age range. Kids, 18 years old, people like 60 years old.
Yeah.
It's financial literacy. There's no age limit, and everybody's at different points in life. So you might be 18 and know everything, or you might be 60 years old and not really know anything. But it's always the good thing about financial literacy is that you can always start, and it doesn't matter what age you are. So that's one of the good things with our platform is that it's not discriminatory to like, this is just for millennials, this is just for generation Y, Z, whatever. Like, it's for anybody, any race, anywhere in the world. We got people all over the world that tap in with us and learn. So education is the best product in the world, I think, in my opinion. People always need to learn. Like, if you look at school, it's not even optional, it's mandatory. You have to go to school. College, everybody knows college is $1 trillion industry. Been around forever as far as education, even going back to the Greeks and Romans. Like, what I mean? Everybody learns, going back to Egypt, ancient Egypt, even before that. So what we got right now is, like I said, we just put a different spin on it because this is the first time that, finance has been talked about in a manner how we talk about it. Like, we talk about it how we talk, like, just regular. We don't
Regular, just
It's Wall Street meets the barbershop.
it's less. It's not intimidating. It's not intimidating. Yeah,
Speaking English.
Yeah, because like even sometimes, like I was talking like a few years ago, I was going through my taxes with my tax person who's no longer my tax person because he can speak no goddamn English. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying. I give half my check to the government every month. Why the fuck do I still owe money? I don't understand. And he was like, well, the blah 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 blah. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like, are you taking the money? I'm confused. But I have a question. So what do you teach at the academy? Like, is it like college? You get to pick and choose your courses, or like electives? Like, how does that work over there?
Yeah, so every week is a different class. So it's 52 classes every single week, and we switch the classes up. So like today we got a class on credit, on business credit. Last week we had a class on how to read stock charts. So we have a class on everything, budgeting, how to run systems for your business, everything. So what happens is that the classes get archived. So there's over 100 past classes that already happened. So you can browse through it at your leisure and, pick and choose what you want. So it's like different columns. So there's a credit column, there's insurance column, there's an investment column. So, if you just want to just go straight to insurance and learn about life insurance, there's a 60-minute video with question and answers and things of that nature. So it's very interactive and it's Zoom call. So it's a new way of learning. I feel like college and education is outdated, but education will never be outdated. So we just giving them as a different way to learn. So that's part of it. And then like I'm a financial advisor, so I do monthly financial planning Zoom calls with anybody in the group that wants to come. We have a movie club, a book club that Troy is the head of. We have a private Facebook group, which is a like community within itself, 5,000 people on Facebook, and they share different ideas and just communicate and all kinds of stuff. We have promotion for small businesses, like you can go on the Facebook group and promote your business.
Accountability groups.
Yeah.
So like everybody that joins has a partner or partners that keep them accountable. Because a lot of times we have aspirations, and we kind of keep them to ourselves. But we've learned, especially being with our university, is like when you share that with somebody, they don't have any judgment on you. They don't know you. They just know your aspiration. And so they try to hold you accountable for it. And so we got like over 200, maybe 300 people now that are in accountability groups where they've met somebody that has a similar aspiration, and they're just pushing them to reach their goals, which is dope, right? Because like a lot of times you tell your family member something, it's like, yeah, whatever, right? They can't see the ambition. But like when you tell a complete stranger, they don't know anything about you. Like imagine that, like stranger has no idea who you are. They just know the ambition. And so they try to match that. And so it's dope. It goes back to what you said at the beginning. Like school didn't teach us a lot of things. And I worked in education for 17 years. I shouldn't even say worked. We still work in education. We're just educating in a different format. But like who else is going to show you how to create an LLC, right? Most people don't even know what an LLC is. Who knows that you can make money as a notary public? Nobody knows these things. So like we found a gap in a space of finance that nobody was talking about, especially to our community. And so it was like, all right, we're going to become the encyclopedia, the almanac, the gumbo soup for this thing.
And then we got a real estate department too. So shout out to MG, the mortgage guy. So he put together a whole course on home buying. Like if you really think about it, buying a home is the most important thing that most people purchase in their life, their biggest purchase. And they don't teach you how to buy a home in school. So what happens is that you just kind of figure it out as you go. You go to the bank, hope that you don't get, a bad deal, but nobody even knows if they're getting a bad deal or not. So there's so many different things. Like when you go into buying a home, like there's different types of mortgages, there's interest rates, there's mortgages for self-employed people, all kinds of different programs, things of that nature. And most of us, a lot of us didn't even come from households where people where our parents even owned a home. Mm-hmm. So we got to just figure it out as we go. And, we just go to the bank and just trust whatever they tell us. And, that's kind of crazy if you think about like that's like really the most important decision that a lot of people make in their whole entire life. And there's no education on how to buy a home. So we got that part of the university as well as a home buying course and bi-weekly real estate calls to, learn about real estate and real estate investing. So we just try to just encompass every single thing that a person that they don't teach in school, stocks, real estate, credit, all that stuff, everything that they didn't teach in school, gave us an opportunity to teach. And that's what we're doing.
Do you sleep? When do you do things for yourself? Do you
Good question.
have sex,
it's
girlfriends, make kids? Like when the fuck?
You can't possibly.
We work in shifts.
It's crazy that you said about the eat thing because I haven't really eaten for the last couple days. Like I wake up and I just work and I'm a bachelor, so I order Uber Eats if I'm hungry at night. I just order. I don't really eat. Like I don't eat that much. Like I'll eat like dinner. I'll drink water, have like a croissant, something like that. Like you know what I'm saying? That's it. Like so, it's definitely imbalanced life right now. But hopefully, we can have some level of. Well, I don't know the level of balance that he has. But.
Yeah, I gotta have I got a wife and 2 kids, so like he lives that life. I always say that because like people like, yo, how y'all do it? I'm like, he lives that life so I can live this life, right? So I could be around my kids, so that I could be around my wife and balance that, because that's tough in itself, right? Like my kids expect to see me. That's what they've seen their whole life, and so like this is a change for everybody. Even my wife, it was like, yo, I gotta really be present. We had this conversation like maybe a month ago. It was like, yo, being present doesn't just mean being in the room, right? Like you got to be active, you got to be engaged. And so like it's more than just being here. A lot of time is spent doing earn your leisure, of course, and it's a sacrifice on my family. But yeah, man, balance is key. So like he lives that life so I can live this one. So that's my brother. So I always am super appreciative of that from him.
So how many kids do you have, Troy?
I have 2. I have a boy and a girl. My daughter is 9 and my son is 7.
Okay. And Rashad, you have...
I have 1.
You have one, right? How old
Yeah,
is your
10.
son?
10. He just turned 10 a couple weeks ago.
10. Okay, 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because of the work that you do, like, how do you talk to your kids about money? Like, how do you teach them about money? I'm sure that they probably know more than,
Us.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They certainly know more than I did at their age, obviously, because as I'm learning, I'm teaching. Like that's just a natural thing for me. Being in education was like as soon as I learn something, I got to teach it, and so they come in contact with it. They have bank accounts right before they're 10 years old. They understand stocks to a certain extent. They understand real estate to a certain extent. Like when I go to pay the mortgage, I bring my son with me so he understands like yo, this money's for that. And so it's just about exposing them at a level that they'll understand it. And as they grow, they'll learn more and understand more. But the best part is just showing them this. They get to see this, right? They get to see me working. Like I woke up yesterday and my son was like, "Daddy, you not working yet?" Because he understands like this is something that he owns and I own, right? So if I ask him every morning, "Who's the boss?" and he's like, "I am," right? Because he is. He's like, "Earn your leisure is mine." And my daughter, the same thing. "Earn your leisure is mine." I'm sure it's the same thing. They got their own little clique. Our kids got their own little clique. But it's something that we can give to them. Whereas when I was teaching, I go to work. I miss them. I can't go to parent teacher back to school nights because I'm doing my own back to school nights. So I miss those things. And now it's like I have that freedom to do it. And I couldn't pass that to them. Like I could work for 25 years in a school district, and I couldn't guarantee my son or daughter anything, but that I was able to retire. I couldn't guarantee that they would get an interview or a job at that school. And so passing on ownership to them is something that's important. They get to witness that.
So, when you say passing on ownership, do your kids own a portion of Earn Your Leisure then? Or is
They'll
that like,
inherit.
or do like, are they on payroll? Like, how do? Because like I know I love watching your Instagram because you guys do have like these like very catchy headlines. It's like I'm like, oh shit, wait, what? How do I pay back myself? How do I cheat the system? Like, what did you say? If I put 10 like $100 away for this long, I'm gonna have this much by this time, and I'm like, shit. These are things that are simple things that like most people don't even think
Consider.
about, and consider. And like even me having a child, my daughter's 5 and her daughter's 6, thinking about like what are like small ways that I can start building. My daughter does have a bank account. And she has money in there and stuff, but like what are some other ways that like
We can actively be putting away money for them as on a regular basis, not like just here and there. And that to know like when they turn 18 or 16 and she's like, I want to start this business, they have the funds, or I want to move here. I want to move out of the country for a year because I'm 18 now. You have the funds to do that and to provide them with those type of things.
Yeah, so definitely, good question. So yeah, they're not like official owners of it. When he's referring to it, it's like he could pass it down to his kids later on because it's part of the company, it's his. But they're definitely on payroll. And that's something that any entrepreneur should take advantage of if you can. So you can actually pay a child. Is it 6,000?
12,600.
12,600. And it's tax deductible to the employer and is tax free to the child as long as the child is of reasonable working age and can perform some level of reasonable job. So like my son is like he's real big on YouTube. He watches YouTube all the time and all that. So that's his job to kind of give me different ideas on social media and things of that nature. So paid him $12,000 at the end of the year. 12,500 I think was exact. At the end of the year, we all took distribution. So I put 12,500 into his account, but then even bigger than that, we put it in what's called an UTMA, which is it's an investment account. So saving money, we all know saving money is kind of like losing money because with inflation, if you're not earning money, if you're not making money on your money, then you actually lose money because the dollar gets devalued every day. So from there, now his money is invested in stocks. So he has a stock account. So not only do we get a tax deduction as a company, he doesn't have to pay taxes on it. It actually grows. It's growing in an account for him. So, by the time he's 20 years old, he'll have a nice lump sum of money that will be in a stock account. And, he can just live his life however he wants to live. So that's really big for me. It's just like, I feel like, people, being an entrepreneur just allows you to do things your way. And that's something that's real big to me. And just try to impress on my son for sure. Like, there's no rules to life. Like, they try to put rules on you. Like, you got to get up at a certain time. You got to eat at a certain time. You got to do this. But he sees me. I get up whenever I want. I go to sleep whenever I want. I eat whenever I want because I just do whatever I want to do. So, he already has that impression. So if he wants to go to school, cool. If not, if he has something better to do, at least he'll have some money put aside for him so he can start a business, he can start real estate, he can do whatever he want to do. So these are things that we just learn. We're learning as we go, like even with the trucking, we had to learn about that. Like there's a 6,000 pound rule. Like if you buy a truck or a vehicle over 6,000 pounds, you can write off the whole entire amount. So when we bought that truck, it's 100% tax deductible to the company. We did it in the company's name, brought it from the company's bottom line. So now we get to take a deduction for that whole amount. I think the truck, like altogether, is probably like $90,000, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's like a $90,000 tax deduction. So, it's so many different things. We can go on and on and on, but these are all things that, like I said, you never learn. I never learned these things in school. I never even learned these things out of school. I just learned these things from just our network, our show, and the relationships that we build. And it's just like, oh, this is crazy. You learn this. Knowledge is power. You save so much money. You make so much money. And you realize that, the way that we was taught to actually make money is flawed. That's not actually the best way to go about it. So, yeah.
It's crazy. So do the math. I saw somebody writing notes. So like if you do that math on that, right, you put 12.6 or 12.5 into your account when they're 7 years old. By the time they're 10, you already have 125,000 or more for your child. Imagine that. Like how many of us had 125,000 waiting for us when we were 18, right? That now the decision becomes, do I want to go to college or do I want to start something different, right? And it's not like,
Right.
yo, I got to take out student loan and be in debt for 30 more years. I have money to go to college if I want, right? It's on me. And that's just if we just put it in the account. That's not even what outside of the compounded interest. If you put it in the UTMA and you're growing on stocks, like it's just things that, like, again, we never knew, and our parents probably didn't know either. And so now it's time to change the conversation and the level of literacy for our culture.
Oh, I have a question. In the UTMA, that type of account, are you choosing the type of stocks that they're being invested in, or is it just like distributed amongst different types of stocks and you have no say in that? How does that work?
Yeah, you can choose it. You choose whatever you want. So I just bought some stocks for my son today in his account. I brought a gaming ETF. So it's like video games companies, because he plays video games all the time. So I figured it'd be a good idea for me to actually buy some video games companies like Nintendo, things of that nature. I brought Apple for him. So I might buy Tesla. I'm waiting for it to pull back a little bit. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can buy any stock you want.
That's cool.
My question is, okay, so like, yes, putting $12,500 in your kid's account at the end of the year is ideal, right? But like for me as a single parent, do I have $12,500 to put in my kid's account at the end of the year? Like is that like the maximum in order to get that
That's the max.
That's the max, but
The
that's
max.
not.
So you don't have to put that amount, right?
Nah, you can do whatever you want, and that's just if you own a business to get a tax deduction. But anybody can open an UTMA. You could put $50 a month in. You could put $25 a month, whatever there's a lot. The 529 plan is a college savings account, so we just use that as an example as far as what we did. Obviously, we had a good year, so we was fortunate. But
No. I'm just trying to, for the people that are listening that, are like, oh shit, well, wait, how am I, can I even
Nah.
do this? It's like numbers can seem intimidating. I know for me, like I see your numbers, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah.
It could be.
No hope.
The 12.5 is just the amount that you could put in that it's not taxed, right? And so if we go over that, then it's going to be taxed. And so like you want to keep it under there. But like imagine if you had two kids, maybe you don't do the 12, maybe you put a 2,000 in each one of their accounts. You know what I'm saying? So it's wherever you're at, you can make it work for you.
Do you think that because, if when your child turns 18 and they have this lump sum of money, like, and they decide they don't want to go to college, is that something that you, as an educator, Troy, would be disappointed in? Or like, would you encourage your child to go to school? Or would you be more like, you know what, I've given you the tools. You don't really need this. Let's start a business.
You know what? I think my goal is to have them have a free choice, right? And not feel burdened, right? Like I remember going to school, it was like, how am I going to go? Even if I want to go, how am I going to go? Like my parents can't afford this. And so for them to have the choice to say, you know what, I want to go to school, great. Or like, Dad, I've learned so much from what you're doing. can I run one of the companies for you, or can we start our own business together? I think those are the type of conversations I'm looking forward to. And so, like, obviously, working in education and understanding the system, and then now having earned your leisure, realizing like, wait, I paid all that money and I didn't learn any of these things. It's like, it's kind of double-edged sword. It's like I don't want to force them to do anything, and I think that's what happens when you have the education. It's like you can make an educated choice, right? A lot of times it was like the goal was like go to school 4 years, get a good job, work 25 years, retire, and now they're looking at me and I'm not even 40 yet, and they're like, wait, my dad doesn't go to work anymore. Like it's a difference, and so I encourage them to make their own choice. But I'm gonna give them the tools as they grow, so that it's a good choice.
I love that because I definitely felt like I had to go to college. I felt like that was the only option. I felt like if I didn't go, what would I do later? It didn't serve me. It didn't serve me. And like, luckily I didn't take out any student loans. I didn't finish either, but I was just talking to my homegirl about this. Like school, like you said, it really trains you to be a worker bee. And just like if you had stayed in that school, in the education system, the way that you were going, like that school doesn't guarantee your kids shit,
Right.
And so sometimes I think it's this safety net as like Black people were like, if you get a good job, then you're good, you're going to be great. But that doesn't guarantee shit. And then you get into this corporate America and you realize like these people don't give a fuck about you. I hate to break it to you, but like your job generally, most jobs don't give a fuck about you. You're like replaceable, like unless you have a skill that nobody else has, like you can be trained and you can be replaced. But so often we're like, oh, I work at the Marriott, I work for, JP Morgan, and I do this and I do this, and you have these titles and they like fake give you these wins, but ultimately it's not legacy. Like it's not going to pass down to your kids. And even in school, like they, just like you said, you hope your kid has the option. I was just thinking about this in school. They teach you like algebra. I haven't fucking used algebra once, not once. Geometry,
Right.
negative.
All these things. I was stressed, staying up late at night, crying and shit.
Just like
I
I'm not gonna.
I never had to pull it out. I never had to pull out none of it.
Once. We're not talking about mortgages. We're not talking about, like you said, LLC. When me and Erica got our LLC for this, we went to like where everybody else goes, legal.com or whatever.
LegalZoom.
Legal.
And they take like a big chunk of your money to do some simple ass shit. So
Yeah.
like you're raising your hand and asking a teacher, can you pee and shit? Like, duh, you can pee, go up and go. It's literally training you to be a sheep.
Yeah, it's from the Industrial Revolution. So like, if you think of the Industrial Revolution, everybody worked in a factory, and so that's the same model that they built schools around, right? You go into a building, you don't come out of that building to a certain time. When the bell rings, that means the shift is over. When the bell rings, that means the period's over. Everybody goes to lunch at the same time. There's a specific space you need to go to the bathroom. You have to sit in your desk. There's all these rules, and they haven't realized. And I think Corona has really amplified it. Like there needs to be reform in education because the way that kids learn and the things that they're learning will not resonate in the near future. And I mean, they don't resonate now, like you said. And when you started saying like math, I'm like, I remember like being pissed. I didn't know what the Pythagorean theorem was. I'm like, yo, when am I ever going to use this again? And I never have. And it was just like, so what was the point of all this? And so like being in that environment and knowing that this is flawed, I felt like, yo, I'm complicit. I just was overwhelmed by complicity. I'm like, yo, I'm getting paid to help kids not really learn anything for their future. And so that's why it was so important that we did the summer program. And now that we're doing this, it's like, yo, this is way more fulfilling because these things that we're teaching now, they can apply and they can execute on and they can change and it can create legacy, like what you said.
Do you have any, like, what are some, like, you have young children. Are there any like side hustles? I'm thinking about like parents that have kids that are interested in things and like, but don't really know how, like, aren't maybe thinking outside the box of like, maybe my kid could start a side hustle. Maybe let me teach my kid about business or like, is this something that maybe like, I mean, I'm assuming it would be something that you would encourage your children to do, but, or maybe they already have, like, do your kids have any side hustles?
You want to start? Because I know you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my son is a YouTuber. So you're not really looking at it like to make money yet. He doesn't really.
What's he doing on YouTube? Oh, is he playing video games?
Yeah. So, I thought it was a good idea to have something, if you're going to play, like, be a creative about it and actually, learn how to upload videos and edit videos and things of that nature. So, he definitely has his own YouTube channel. He's a YouTuber, so yeah, I guess that would be his
Yeah.
side hustle. Like I said, it's not something, and I think that that's important too. It's like everything is not always about making money, especially when you're a kid. It's like, it's difficult for a regular person to start a business, so definitely a kid. But if they can actually get into the idea of thinking outside the box and thinking like a business, like YouTube is $1 billion business, and even us, like, what I'm saying, we're on YouTube, we get a nice YouTube check every month. So now, instead of just thinking about it as a consumer and just going on YouTube to watch it, he's actually uploading content on his own, and now he's on the other side of it where he's actually a content creator. So, he might have his own YouTube channel 10 years from now that has 1 million subscribers, or, even a couple years from now that has 1 million subscribers. But even if he doesn't, at least he's getting trained to think like, a business and an entrepreneur, not just, somebody that's just a consumer, just consuming the content.
My kids don't have a side hustle yet, and I'm cool with that. I kind of love it because I'm West Indian. My parents are from Jamaica, and so like there was like 3 things we had to be. You had to be one of those 3 things. And so like to see my kids say like, "Yo, Daddy, I want to do a cooking channel on YouTube," and then the next week it's something different. And now they come down when I'm recording something down here, and they're like, "What buttons do I press?" They want to learn how to do that, or they'll see me editing something. They're like, "Oh, how do you do that?" And so their mind just runs all over the place. Like right now, he's in a coding program for Roblox. So I mean, every 2 months it changes, but it's great because it's like their minds are spinning. Whereas it was like, "Yo, Troy, you're gonna be a doctor, you're gonna be a lawyer. If you're not one of those 2 things, man, you let us down."
What do your parents think now? I mean, what do they think of you now in the
It's
industry?
interesting, man, because like I'll be like, "Yo, I'm going downstairs to work," and they're like, "Okay." They have no clue. Like they turned on Earn Your Leisure for the first time a few months ago. They were like, "Oh, that's what you do down there?" So it's just cool. I'm like, "Yo, Mom, like this is changing our life. Like we really changing people's lives." They're like, "All right, but the American Express bill is due tomorrow. So did you pay it?" Like that's just West Indian parents, but it's dope because it's like it keeps me extremely humble. It's like, all right, I got to keep going harder. Today, like, yo, when they watch CNBC every day, or they watch like ABC at 11, they got a schedule when they watch TV. I said, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna end up on the show that they watch, and then they're gonna be like, oh shit.
Oh, then they're gonna be like, "That's not oh shit." That's hilarious. That's what it takes sometimes. I mean, yeah. I mean, parents they're either like on the front line or they're in the back waiting for
until some shit happens, and then they're on your team. I knew you was doing something good over there.
Yeah, I knew down there. Yeah, you guys are doing great things there, I'm sure.
What, like, with COVID happening and like, it's been such a fucking crazy time since last March. And obviously your business has grown because I think a lot of people too are like having to figure shit out and really having to understand what everything means and where they can save. And like, have you noticed that I'm sure like so many people have been more and more intrigued by, what you guys offer because they don't have, they
you
realize
have to rely on yourself.
Yeah, they realize, I think a lot of what COVID has shown people is that you only got yourself and you got to figure this shit out. And it's kind of like
scary.
Yeah, it's scary. It feels like every man for himself.
Because people say not everybody's an entrepreneur, and I'm sure that's not true. And that's obviously not true. But like even prior to, I'm an esthetician and I work for myself, but I'm terrible with finances. I am terrible. I've never fucking filed a business tax ever. I barely file personal. I shouldn't tell people that on the internet.
Hey, May, you cut that out.
May, cut it out. I don't want anyone to know my business. The IRS is going to come for me. But even prior to that, like in college or like when I dropped out of college, I was being a waitress. I was a waitress in Atlanta and I was making hella bread, but like just spending that shit as quickly I was making it, like making $1,000 a night and literally just spending it, fucking it off because I just didn't have any idea about financial literacy. And so sometimes people we're in the age of Instagram where like being an entrepreneur and being your own boss is so heavily glorified, and you could have a million great ideas, but if you can't maintain that business and you can't monetize it, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm just like, I feel like that people have these ideas but the finances and how to monetize those ideas are not always married together. And so it's just like a huge disconnect. I forgot what you asked.
Oh no, I
Sorry.
was just asking like no, I was just asking, what is the shift that they've seen in their business and just in finances in general during COVID? I feel like people are having to get a lot more, have gotten a lot more scrappy. I'm starting to see people get really more so into cryptocurrency, and because you kind of don't have to rely on the bank anymore, and it's like, I mean, I'm so new to it. One of my friends is like has been pushing me to get into it, and I was like, I don't know, I don't get it. It looks scary. There's lines and shit, and like I don't. And she's like, that's what they want you to think. Like they don't want you over here. They don't want women over here, specifically black women. Get your ass over here. And I went over to her house one day, and she was like, okay, you need to download this app. Then you got to download this app. Then you got to connect. And I was like, yo, this is hard. But then once I got in, I was like, okay, whew. And she's still learning, so I don't know if she even set me up all the way right.
Do you understand it?
Well, let me look. I can open up my, what is the app that I have on my phone here?
You got Coinbase,
Coinbase Pro. I got Coinbase Pro.
Okay.
I got Kraken Pro. I got Robinhood. I got all of them.
You in the game.
I bought some currency in under the Coinbase Pro app. So it's been going up. Ethereum is going up. But I still feel like I have so much to learn, and I'm like, I didn't even put that much money down because I was scared. I was like, I looked at her account. I was like, bitch, how much money did you put in? She's like, I made $2,000 yesterday. I was like, wait, hold on. Let me reevaluate my measly little few $100s I put in here.
It's been skyrocketed since COVID hit, and it's crazy. It was like, the financial services industry always does well during recessions because people understand that, education is the only thing that could really save them at this point. You can't get a job, even if you try to get there's no job interviews. You got to interview through Zoom. Who's hiring during a global pandemic? And, waiting for a stimulus check to save you, like that's a joke. So, learning these resources is essential. And it was crazy because it's like, when March hit, everybody had to stay home unless you was an essential worker. Like you couldn't work. Everything got shut down unless you was an essential worker. So I feel like for us, we got deemed essential workers, not by the government, by the people, because the people propelled us and they let us know that we was essential because they just flocked to us. A lot of other professions, like a lot of rappers stopped doing shows. They couldn't make any money because they wasn't essential. What they were saying wasn't essential.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? They wasn't really offering any real value that could really change somebody's life. It was good entertainment. But when you're down on your luck, sometimes you don't want to be entertained. Sometimes you want to just figure out how I can make some money so I can feed my family. So this is why I think not just us, but the whole financial literacy space just boomed. And it helped that the stock market skyrocketed as well. So it was a perfect storm as far as for people getting interested in financial literacy. And what we see now is that, especially in our culture, the appetite for investing in financial literacy is at an all-time high. I've never seen this many people interested in stocks, crypto, real estate, business, everything like that. So definitely, when you look at investing, the first thing you want to do is educate yourself. You never really, if you invest in something that you're not educating on, that's more of a gamble or a guess. You're just going off of speculation or what somebody told you. Like, it could work out, it could not work out, you know what I mean? But if you are educated and you understand what you're actually doing, then it becomes a game of actual knowledge. And now you actually have a set strategy. So, yeah, I mean, we are big proponents of just long-term investing. So if you buy, a stock is a lot less volatile than cryptocurrency. But if you buy a stock like Apple or Amazon, those companies are going to be here. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be here for the next 10, 20 years. So hold it, buy it, and hold it, right? And just keep buying. Then you can educate yourself. You can, get a little bit more risky. You can do trades, you can do options, you can do crypto. But for me personally, the question about the cryptocurrency, I wouldn't start out with crypto. I would start out with stocks first and, educate myself, become familiar with stock market, and then venture into crypto. I feel like
I'm already fucking up.
I feel like if every cryptocurrency went away today, the world wouldn't change, right? It's still a new technology. It still has a lot of things, like there's no real utilization for it yet. And, Bitcoin is strong, but the vast majority of cryptos probably won't be here. They're highly speculative. They're not really based on strong fundamentals as far as their coin. The technology is firm. Blockchain technology is here to stay, but we don't know about these cryptocurrencies. The platforms are still evolving. There's issues with different platforms. There's a lot of different stuff. Whereas stocks, it's like if the stock market went away, then the world would probably
It's over.
crash because that's like all of these companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft. So these are real tangible companies. So when you invest in Apple, you're investing in a real tangible company. If Apple falls apart, it's ripples all across the world. So I would say to invest in the stock market first because it's been around a lot longer. It's a lot less riskier. It's way more tangible as far as you're actually investing in solid companies that have revenue, have employees, have operations, have systems in place where a lot of cryptos don't have any of that in place. You don't even know who like people still don't know who founded a Bitcoin. So I'm not knocking cryptocurrency, but I just don't think I think that should be a part of your portfolio if you're going to invest in it. You shouldn't just if you've never invested in anything in life, it probably is not the best idea to just put all your money in crypto. It's probably a better idea to put some money in stocks and then put a portion, the money that you feel comfortable with, into cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and once you start trading in the stock market, you're going to be using the same procedures, the same fundamentals that you learn to trade stocks can be applied to cryptocurrency. So whether we're looking at charts or we're looking at the market caps, it's the same principles. You're just applying it, but like you said, it's a lot more volatile, and that's true. Like if Dogecoin disappears tomorrow, well, it'll be an article, and then in about a month, nobody will be talking about it. Well, that can't happen. Like if a Microsoft disappears, we're in trouble. Something catastrophic has happened.
I'm like, right, invest in Apple, invest in Amazon, Microsoft, maybe.
Stocks first.
Robinhood, delete Coinbase Pro. Get it while you're ahead. Curse Ashley out. So you guys just had an episode about the hottest sectors to invest in. Where do you think, like, our people are mostly, our demographic, mostly women. We do have some men that listen. I don't really think it matters, but like, where would you tell our tribe maybe that they should start investing in right now?
I mean, we always say tech because it encompasses everything, right? If you look at any company, technology is the root of it, and like most people don't look at it that way. But like a company like Amazon, we think of it as tech. When we say Apple, we think of it as tech. Even like a Domino's, most people think like, oh, it's a great food company. Now, they've grown so much money because of the technology that they've implemented, right? If you look at what they've done with how you deliver, right? They were the first ones really to say like, I order it, I can track it when it's being made, I can watch when it's coming, I can watch that it's at my house being delivered. Their technology has propelled them to a point where now like you can get an order standing in the middle of the park. That changes things for them. And so
True, yeah.
Yeah, so technology is always is a good idea, and I love, and I think Shadi will attest to it too, is semiconductors, which are like microchips. If you watch like the news today or the past couple of weeks, they're like, yo, there's a microchip shortage. That's because most of the things we use need those chips, right? Whether it's a computer, whether it's a car that we're buying, whether it's the iPad, whether these
The technology definitely, and there's different sectors in technology, biotech. With Corona, that might be something that's really going to spike up. Biotech, he said chips, those are, the chips inside of computers. Cyber technology, cyber security technology.
Ooh.
Cyber security is going to be big because, computer hacking and things of that nature. So you got to invest in cyber security companies. So
Cloud service too. Cloud service, right? That's that. I mean, even now when we were talking before, how is this getting saved? Oh, it's going to go into the cloud. Right, like there's no physical domain anymore. Everything is stored into a cloud. So having something that's in the cloud space, where Microsoft's doing that, Salesforce is doing that. There's a bunch of companies doing it. Amazon, obviously the number one in the game. Like most people think, like how does Amazon make money? They think that they gross it because you're ordering and delivering every day. No, they make most of their money from their cloud service. AWS is probably part of the largest corporations in the world use it, and so like that they generate 65% of their revenue from the cloud. So definitely cloud service. I'm glad you said that.
Cloud service. Okay, cool. Because I'm tech is like goes over my head. Although I'm gonna stop saying that because I really want to understand it.
No, we're gonna let you in the university. That's what it is.
I need to come in the university. I really do because I have two businesses. I need to be in the university. Okay, I know that I could be doing more for this business and my other business. I was talking to my mom actually about investing in stock and like cryptocurrency, and she was like, I was like, what? You're older than me. You're supposed to know, right? And she was like, I was like, oh Lord Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna go to Earn Your Leisure Academy, and we're gonna
figure this shit out.
got you.
We got you taken care
Scholarship.
Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're gonna take a picture of our scholarship. We're gonna graduate.
The proudest scholarship I've ever achieved.
Oh my God. Will you be passing us our diplomas? Are we gonna walk up to the stage? You know what I wanted to do with you guys? I wanted to play a game called Trigger that we play on our show. We're gonna just do a little detour off of finances because
That's what we do. We're nosy.
Yeah, I was waiting for this.
I'm like, yeah, money is so important. Anyway, personal business.
No, this is about to be money too, but we're gonna ask some questions too. So we play this game on our show called Trigger, and it's basically we say a word and y'all say the first thing that comes to mind. Don't overthink it, just say it. New York.
Oh, Giants.
Home.
LA.
Sunshine.
Love it.
Broke.
Scary.
Temporary.
Poor.
Unfortunate.
Forever.
This is not Rick Ross would not approve of this message. Rich.
Forever.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Rich. I'm gonna switch it up. Rich. Goal. I'll just say goal.
Fatherhood.
Cool.
Vitally important.
Generational wealth.
Mandatory.
The ultimate aspiration.
Monogamy.
Necessary.
Better.
Right.
You better.
Right.
I answered first. See that?
Cool.
You use that word. Now you use that word.
Good.
Cool.
Good. Okay. Boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Well, boxes for me. Yeah.
Most spontaneous thing you've done this year?
When he got his car, he got his Range Rover, I was like, yo, we just got to do it something special. And so, like, I literally woke up on a Wednesday. I'm like, yo, I'm going to go get a Range Rover tomorrow. Like, I literally woke up. My wife was like, where you going? I'm like, I'm just going to the dealership real quick. I called her back, like, yo, come outside. She was like, what is this doing here? I'm like,
Why didn't you discuss this with me?
It's our new car.
Like, I hate the color. What the fuck?
Responsibly, though. Responsibly.
Most spontaneous. We got a mansion in LA for the month of July. Just went out there for the month of July and just bought.
Oh damn! You didn't hit me up. Nothing. You just said.
Nah, I did let you know. It's just,
No, I don't think you did.
I guess the date wasn't that good, huh?
I
Left dance?
I'm gonna fucking sock you in the throat. Swear to God. Anyway.
Wait, were those sound effects?
Sound effects.
Yo, producer
man with
May on the check-in. That is fire.
Bad habits.
Not eating and not sleeping and not doing all kinds of stuff for self-care. No self-care.
I'm a candy guy. I eat a lot of candy. It's a terrible habit. Terrible. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Skittles and Kit Kats, if anybody wants to send them over our way.
Ooh, I love Kit Kats. Have you had the green tea one?
A green tea Kit Kat?
Yeah, it's bomb.
The green tea ones, all right.
It's the white chocolate with the green tea.
You know when they do the Halloween one with the orange chocolate, those are fire too. Or the white chocolate Kit Kats is fire too.
White chocolate, that's the one.
This is some I feel like Kit Kats are some old ass candy. Like nobody eats Kit Kats anymore.
Apparently they do. Me and Troy eat Kit
That's
Kats.
a fact.
It's the bomb.
Porn category.
You said porn category?
Your favorite porn category, your go-to. Go.
Okay.
I would say the threesomes is always classy.
Are they? Classy threesome, huh?
Yeah, he types in classy
Classy.
threesome. My category, I always put black booty.
Black booty.
Black booty.
Yeah. And something always great is gonna come up automatically.
I'm just gonna put this out here because honestly, this brand should just be paying me now, but I just feel like I have to share it with every guest that we ask this question with. TastyBlacks.com.
No, you know what? I took your advice and I went to Tasty Blacks, and I felt like it's a little bootleg. Like there's a lot of pop-ups.
It is, but there's
a lot of spam.
It's all I could get. It's all I could get where I could find all black porn. Okay.
It's all black.
It's all black. It's a terrible name. horrible.
Tasty.
Yeah, so when you
black.
put black booty in, that's what it's going to be black and it's going to be booty. So you
It's gonna be
automatically
only black booties. You won't see a white booty.
You can
in
change
there.
your category now.
change. Thank you.
You don't even have to. Yeah, you don't even have to type black. Just booty. Yeah. So you're welcome. Happily,
The maid category is not bad either.
the maid.
Yeah, the maid.
Classy maid. Does your maid wear like the French maid outfit? I feel like that maid is wearing like the outfit.
That's classy, man. They don't put production in like that no more.
The maid, yeah, it's classy. It's tastefully
yeah,
done.
it's like pick me up in like Bang Bros. They pick you up in a truck.
Bros.
Right? They pick you up in a van. You're like, yo, what? What is this?
Why she got to get in the back of the van?
Yeah, like damn.
And from the park.
It's the most ridiculous thing.
Oh man.
Okay, note to self: Rashad likes classy porn only.
Specifically maids. Look, he's a classy guy.
I'm gonna send you some options. I'm gonna send you some inspiration. Happily ever after.
Happily ever after. Movie.
That was my wedding song by Case.
Oh, okay.
Very romantical.
Yeah.
Black women.
You said what? What women?
Black women.
Beautiful.
They're everything. Absolutely love them. They're a necessity. They are the salt of the earth, man. We can't live without them. I love my black women. There we go.
Shout out to May with the effects.
May in the house.
Love black women. Love black women. Champion our black women for real.
Women in finance.
Dope. Essential.
That's sexy right there. Right? They know about money. They got the wit. They know how to hustle. You don't have to worry about where the money's going or what they're doing with it.
Okay, well, speaking of sexy, turn-ons, or turn on.
One word or just in general, like a vibe?
Whatever, in general, one word, whatever you got. First thing.
Confidence.
Turn on. Boy shorts.
Like the boy short underwear?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to declare that was crazy. Boy shorts, like you got to make.
Yeah, like the underwear.
Yeah.
Like
You want them to commit. It's either like just
Got that booty cleavage at the bottom.
I sure do.
I just made that up. Booty cleavage. Do you like that? I just thought of it right now. Booty cleavage.
Point it.
That's where like the dark meat at. It's hidden underneath.
Celebrity crush.
I like her music, which made me like her as a person. Snow Allegra, definitely.
Yeah, I don't really have too many celebrity crush. I mean, I used to love.
Good answer.
Yeah, I
Really,
used to love.
nigga?
I loved Jennifer Lopez at the time. Lauryn Hill, I loved.
Best advice you've ever gotten?
Patiently persevere through everything. Like, just keep your calm, keep your cool, just stay even keel. That's something that's extremely important in business. Like, it's ups and downs in this game. 1 minute you up, 1 minute you down, and it's an emotional roller coaster if you don't have control of your emotions. So just try to stay evenly keel in life and definitely in business. If not, you probably would have been going crazy by now.
Best advice. My mom used to preach this, man. Nobody's more important than your family. So family always comes first, and we kind of live by that. Even with Earn Your Leisure, like everybody that's with us is family. Like obviously me and Shadi, 25 years of brotherhood. Our best friend Mike, his brothers work with us, his sister works with us. So family first, and nobody's more important than that.
I know you're married, Troy, but Rashad, since you are single, in this space, being in this space, you seem like a pretty serious guy. How important is it to you, like when dating someone? Like how often are you on a date and you're like, oh, how's your credit? Like if you like, how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to know how important. Like I feel like for me, because I know I'm not that financially responsible or educated yet. Like I want a man who's going to be very well versed in that space, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Teach me. But like I feel like for a man who's very much in your space and you're very much in your finances, and I'm sure you're planning and you have a 401k and you got all your shit together over there financially. How important is it for you to date someone equally yoked in financial literacy?
Nah, it's not important. I don't really be on it like that. I'm not on it like that.
Why are you lying? Your friend is over here looking at you like, nigga, that is not what you said.
Really, nigga?
last week.
You know she's a manager at the mall. I'm not marrying her. Like in a serious relationship, how important?
I'm being dead serious though. I'm being dead serious. Like I'm not on it like that at all. At all. I don't really. I look at it like, you know what I'm saying? God, I don't really. I mean, yeah, I don't really look at like, oh, she got to have this, she got to make this amount of money, da 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 da. Like, that's really not even on my radar, honestly. That's not even a criteria for me at all.
She gotta have goals.
That's probably because he got it all together. The bitch don't got to know shit. He got it. Give me the money, bitch. I'll figure it out.
Okay, well, I got goals. I got things. I got businesses. I'm just saying. Hello.
Nah, I'm saying like you can have goals. I'm just saying like it's not like a prerequisite. Like I'm not like one of those people where it's like, yo, if you don't got an 800
No
credit
checklist,
score,
right?
Right.
Yeah.
No checklist.
No.
Like, listen, I'm going to ask you a question. Answer A, B, or C.
Can I just tell you let me just tell you now, right now, this very moment. Do you know how many women are about to be in his DMs from listening to this?
If I'm financially stable, you know, I don't really, you know, I'm not like relying on somebody else. So, yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? We could be good. We just have fun.
So you don't subscribe, because now, like, we're in a space now where obviously, you know, women are feeling more empowered, and because of that, I find that a lot of men and women are, you know, working more and are the breadwinners a lot in their homes more often, and I think a lot of men, because of that, I don't know, maybe you don't subscribe to this, it seems as though you don't, but are like, well, then you pay half. Well, then you pay for that. If you're a feminist, then be that feminist.
No, I mean, you know, everybody's different strokes for different folks. I can't knock anybody, but
so you're more traditional in the sense of like, you're okay being the man that takes care of the shit as long as the woman is, I don't know, taking care of you.
Any woman that I'm around, like they not doing none of that. They're not paying for bills and nothing. Like they're not going. Like we're not gonna split dinner. Like we're not gonna do that.
We're from a different generation.
Thank God, Jesus. School niggas, take a note.
They ain't financially lit. That's the problem.
But you know, shout out, I can't knock it. Whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever makes everybody happy. Learn to make your money work for you, and that all starts with education. So that would be my advice. That would be my tidbit. And like I said, where to get information. I think our platform is a great resource. Earn Your Leisure is a YouTube channel. We put out videos every day. We have a stock show called Market Monday. Shout out to Ian, our partner on that. And we have our podcast called Earn Your Leisure, and that comes out once a week and touches on every single topic that you can think of when it comes to business and finance. And there's other pages. CNBC is a great resource to learn about investing in business and stocks. And, you know, other stuff, just, you know, YouTube, Google, things of that nature. So invest in yourself, invest in your education, take the time to learn. I think it's extremely important.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. I would just add to it, man, that it was like a wise quote that I heard. It was like, yo, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And so you need to approach everything like that, right? So like whether it's you're going to self-educate yourself, attack it, right? When you're going to have an interview, attack it. Have that same approach, and you'll see the rewards of that. Because again, nothing happens before it's time. But if you attack everything with that approach, the rewards will be plentiful, because you know that you've given your best effort. You've known that you've given due diligence to whatever you're trying to learn or whatever you're trying to accomplish. And so it's just a matter of time before it pays off for you.
Dope.
Thank you. I want to just tell you guys, honestly and truly, I know you don't know me, or you don't know me that well. I'm your friend now. But I'm so proud of you. I'm really so proud of you, Black men, for like taking doing this, taking initiative to like lead our community and lead us all. And I'm really proud of your success and the fact that you have your face on an 18-wheeler. I'm so proud of you. I think that's so amazing. And I just want to commend you publicly here in this space that like that's thebomb.com, and you're doing amazing things.
Extremely humbled. Anytime we get any words of encouragement, we don't take it lightly. So thank you for the acknowledgement, and once again, congratulations to you guys.
En la noche solo puedo recordar la luz de la calle, de las estrellas, como bailamos en la gran ciudad. Suavemente, suavemente, suavemente.